I was reborn. Right back to the day Su Qingying's dad threw a 10 million yuan check in my face. Last life, I tore that check to pieces. True love is priceless. All I got back was his smug sneer and Su Qingying's eyes going colder by the day. For the next 10 years, I lived like nothing, desperately chasing after Su Qingying's shadow. Then at some business banquet, I got stabbed to death in a dark alley, all because I tried to protect her. The last thing I saw was Su Qingying's face, completely unbothered. Like I was just some random nobody she'd never even met. Second chance at life, I'm done being her simp. So I calmly reached out, took the check, and looked up at Su Jiangguo. I flashed him the most grateful smile and said, "Thank you, uncle." Quiet as my voice was, it hit that VIP room like a thunderclap. And everything Su Jiangguo had ready to say got stuck right in his throat. That commanding look on his face? Gone. Pure shock. He'd probably mapped out 100 ways I'd say no. But saying thank you? That one never crossed his mind. His smug grin froze like someone had him in a chokehold. And Su Qingying, always untouchable, always stone cold. For the first time, there was a crack in that perfect composure. Her pupils narrowed, her lips parted slightly. Not a single word came out. I carefully folded the check, tucked it into the pocket of my faded jeans, and stood up, then gave Su Jiangguo a slight bow. "Don't worry, uncle. Starting today, I promise I won't reach out to Miss Su Qingying again." I turned to Su Qingying, still smiling. "Su, sorry for all the trouble these past 3 years." My tone was polite and completely detached. Her body gave a slight shudder. She finally looked me dead in the eyes, and for once those pretty eyes weren't cold. They were shocked. Before she could say a word, I turned and walked away. Zhao Hui finally snapped back. "Chen An, I thought you had some backbone. Turns out you're just another sellout who'll do anything for a check." I stopped and glanced back at him. Last life, those exact words made me snap. I charged at him, we brawled, and his bodyguards beat me half to death. Total humiliation. But now, I just looked at him. No anger, just pity. Funny, young Master Zhao. Being a proper simp isn't free. It costs time, energy, and pride. 10 million? Not too much, not too little. Sounds about right. I left them frozen where they stood, pushed open that heavy VIP room door, and walked out without looking back. Stepping outside the 5-star hotel, the summer sun hit my eyes sharp enough to make them water. I pulled out that 10 million yuan check and held it up to the light. That long row of zeros staring right back at me, almost enough to make you cry. This life? I'm not falling for anyone. Only thing I love is money. I didn't rush to the bank. A guy like Su Jiangguo probably had the check rigged, maybe a cooling off period before cashing, or maybe it was just a rubber check sitting there waiting to watch me embarrass myself. I grabbed a cab back to my place in the urban village. Under 100 square feet, dark, damp, the whole room smelling like instant noodles and mold. This was the love nest I lived in for 3 years last life, just to be closer to Su Qingying's college. Looking at it now? Just sad. I cracked open my beat-up 5-year-old laptop. The screen flickered on, lagged forever, and finally hit the desktop. I didn't rush into anything. I leaned back in my chair and started mapping things out. I knew exactly how the global economy was going to move over the next 10 years. I knew which stocks were about to blow up and which industries were ready to take off. That 10 million wasn't hush money. It was my seed capital. I opened a trading app and typed in a ticker I knew by heart. Tengfei Tech. I remembered it clear as day. Tomorrow, this little company would drop a breakthrough chip patent, and the stock would shoot from 5 yuan to 150 in just 1 month. A clean 30x. I grabbed my phone and called Su Qingying. It rang for a long time before she picked up. Su Qingying, cold. Chen An, what do you want? Me. Nothing. Just letting you know. I packed up your stuff and left it by my door. Send someone to grab it whenever. Oh, and I changed my number. No need to stay in touch. I didn't wait for a response. I hung up, popped out my SIM card, snapped it in half, and tossed it in the trash. First thing the next morning, I headed straight to the bank. And surprisingly, the check cleared without a single hitch. When my phone buzzed showing a balance loaded with zeros, it finally hit me. My new life had officially started. Without a second's hesitation, I wired 9.9 million into my brokerage and went all in on Tengfei Tech. Once it was done, I walked out of the exchange. Felt like a weight had been lifted. Now it was just a waiting game. And I was not going back to that nasty little room. Instead, I checked into the most upscale hotel downtown, got an executive suite, soaked in a massive tub, sipped cold champagne, and watched Cloud City light up outside. It felt like another lifetime. Last life, I'd stand outside hotels like this, staring up at the top floor lights, picturing the kind of lavish party Su Qingying must be at inside. Now, I was the one in there. Ding. My phone went off. A text from an unknown number. "Chen An, where are you? Did you really throw out everything I gave you?" Su Qingying. She'd already tracked down my new number. I read that entitled little text and just laughed. Everything she gave me was junk she had no use for. A pen, a notebook. Every single time it felt like she was tossing coins at a beggar, and I used to treasure that stuff like it was gold. I didn't reply. Just blocked her. Then I called room service. 2 professional massage therapists. Right now. For the next week, I lived the dream. Woke up whenever I felt like it, had a gourmet breakfast at the rooftop restaurant every morning, hit the gym or the pool every afternoon, and hit the city's best nightlife every evening. I picked up a few tailored suits and ditched those cheap tees and jeans. Turns out, dress for success is dead on. Walking into any upscale spot in a fitted suit with a Patek Philippe on my wrist, I got warm smiles and 5-star service every single time. Nobody looked at me like I didn't belong anymore. Money really is a man's best outfit. And Tengfei Tech stock? I didn't even bother checking it daily. I already knew it was going up. That night, I brought 2 stunning models to Yunding Tiangong, Cloud City's most exclusive private club, for drinks. The music was deafening, the crowd was wild, and the whole place reeked of money and bad decisions. "Come on, Mr. An, one more drink." I was just about to say something when I caught Su Qingying out of the corner of my eye. Zhao Hui was right there with her, along with a few rich kids I didn't recognize. Zhao Hui was running his mouth, hyping himself up. Su Qingying looked icy as ever, totally out of place in the chaos. Then she spotted me. Our eyes met across the room. In her head, I was probably just some lowlife blowing her dad's money on girls and bottles. Basically trash. Zhao Hui followed her gaze and spotted me. He froze for a second, then broke into this big, exaggerated smirk. Zhao Hui, well, look who it is. If it isn't the legendary Chen An, Cloud City's #1 simp. Zhao Hui said it loud on purpose, making sure everyone nearby turned to look. Zhao Hui, what's up, you out here blowing Uncle Sue's 10 mil at the club? How's it feel? You at your peak right now or what? The people behind him,